Hello everyone, I wanted to show you guys how to activate these sensors in order to examine the coronavirus in biological samples. As you can see, this sensor is raw screen printed electrodes type C110 that was produced by Metron company. This electrode has three main electrodes that working together and detecting the pathogenic virus. The middle electrode, which is circular, is the working electrode. The top black electrode is the counter, and the right one is reference electrode. We applying our nanomaterial on the working electrode in middle in order to activate it toward detection of viruses. Before that, we have to make all of sensors fully clean and free from any viral contamination. To do so, first we immersing electrodes in 72 volume% alcohol. It should be anhydrous alcohol in order to be sure about cleaning the electrode. After immersing into the alcohol, we let them to dry inside a clean biological hood in order to be sure about their cleanness. And afterward, we put it under UV irradiation for 5 minutes in order to be sure that all of them are clean. After that, these sensors are ready for coating the nanosensor on the working electrode. Afterward, they are ready to apply the nanosensor on the working electrode. Using a simple kind of micropipette like this, we put it on 8 microliter in order to be sure about the accuracy of the droplet, like this. And then we are using a micropipette head in order to take 8 microliter of this nanosensor. Before applying it, be sure that the suspension is fully homogeneous and all of nanomaterials fully distributed within it. And to do so, we are using vortex like this. It makes them fully distributed. In order to coat electrodes, be sure that you are apply it on the working electrode and with 90-degree angle, like this. We are applying a droplet on the working electrode, just like this. That easy. And then another one, like this. And double coated in order to be sure about the performance of the working electrode. The droplet and the nanosensor must cover the whole working electrode, and after dry of these nanosensors, be sure that they're covering the whole surface area of the working electrode. If you see some empty spaces, add another droplet on them and let them dry for the second time. How to run the software? We are using Nova version 2.1, 2.1.4 in order to examine samples, and we are with this software we are operating the Autolab device type 302N. So the device is ready for use. In order to evaluate the samples, first we open the library, then we use differential pulse voltammetry method. In the next step, we remove these kind of signs which we don't need them. Then 5-second conditioning time, deposition potential of minus 0.6, deposition time of 5 seconds, and in the differential pulse conditions, we start from minus 0.5, from 0.5. Then we start the evaluation, and in other videos you will see how we evaluate these samples. So, after preparation of the electrode, it's ready for examination. The gauge that we attach it to the device is this one. So, we attach the activated screen printed electrode to the gauge like this, and then attach it to the device from these connections. Then we can apply the sample on it. We apply 100 microliter of buffer and 100 microliter of the sample on each other, like this. Then we use vortex mixer in order to mix them. After preparation of the sample, it's ready for evaluation. We apply 100 microliter of the sample on the screen printed electrode like this. And then we are starting the examination. I will send all of details of the examination for you in order to be aware how to do the test. And after 1 minute, you have the result in front of you. If you see the fingerprint of the coronavirus, that person is infected or that biological sample is contaminated with that target virus. And if you don't see anything and you see it below the cutoff point, it means that that sample is negative and don't have any trace of coronavirus. So be sure that you're performing the test in a clean biological hood like this in order to mimic or evacuating all of pathogenic viruses from the environment and avoiding contamination of the next sample. So everybody, in the next step, as I told you, we will attach the activated nanosensor to the device through this gauge, and we have attached the nanosensor to the device. In the first step, in order to be sure that the area is free from viral contamination and all of sensors work properly, first we add negative control, which don't contain anything. So from here, we have applied the DPVSI. As you can see, in the area that we see the pathogenic virus of SARS-CoV-2, we don't see any pattern in between 0 and -0.2. There is no virus. So in the next video, I will apply the positive control in order to show you the peak. So in the next step, we are applying the positive control in order to show you how the device works. Now, we have applied 100 microliter of positive control on the electrode, the same as the negative control, and then we are coming here and starting the DPV SI. This SI is consisted from several conditioning. First, the conditioning time, deposition potential, deposition time, and DPV SI, which in the DPV SI, you will evaluate the biological specimen, whether it's contained the antigen or not. We will see it between the range of 0 till -0.2. So let's wait for it. So it's the area that we have to see the fingerprint inside it. As you can see, the fingerprint is appeared, and you will see it shortly. And compared with the negative control that we didn't see anything, after addition of the pure antigen, we can see the peak in here. So if we take the baseline and add the overlay, we can clearly see that the nanosensor perfectly examined the sample. So we added to the overlay in order to check it out. So let's wait for this one to finish. So it's the peak that we are searching for it. We added to the overlay. So you can clearly see that the fingerprint appeared, and in the negative control there is no peak for observation. With this aside, you can rapidly check any biological sample that contains the antigen of the SARS-CoV-2, and within the 1 minute you can have the result. Thank you so much for your attention.